Phenoms.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Let's jump right in with the human locomotive, Cade Stover, the senior running back / linebacker for Lexington. 25 carries, almost 240 on the ground, 3 touchdowns, and what I admire most about him when he runs the football, Effie James, is that he gets his shoulder pads lower than most guys at his size, and he'll just run over you.
Right, extremely athletic, and again, another guy that is a playmaker on both sides of the football, and he is now getting, at this stage of the season, you can see how he sets himself apart in attitude. You know, one thing about being a great athlete, but his attitude is now setting him apart from most players in high school football. He's playing now at a freshman college level, and most guys just can't compete.
I was about 30 yards away from their little tent where they run out before the game, and his pregame speech, I could hear it from way over there. He had me hyped up, man. I had goosebumps just running the camera on some of these plays. And what has really stood out, I think, that we've seen Cade Stover do this season is the speed, too. He's been able to run away from some cats.
He has. He's improved himself in every aspect of his game, his leadership, his speed, his toughness, everything has improved, and that shows in his team. Everybody else steps up your game, and that really shows the mark of a great player. When everybody else around you picks up their game, you're really a leader, and that's what Cade's done for this Lexington team.
And he's always been able to make tackles, 14 of them in that game. Owen Fisher, just a sophomore, making the list, 13 carries, 178 yards. He found Pater 3 times in a 40-31 comeback win against Vermilion, and this guy's got great wiggle in the open field. Unfortunately, he's had some injuries during the season, but he got the gravy train rolling last night.
Right, it's great to get that done, you know, and at the end of the year, even though it's the last game of the season, it's good to see, like we talked about, playing good football at the end, especially for a young guy like this. He's been around, he saw the program, you know, in their great wins last year. He's going to be around, so he's going to be a leader in the years to come for this Shelby Whippets team, and they're going to need some quality talent in the backfield moving forward. But this game for him has to be one that he's gonna pin on his wall for a long time.
You feel like a performance like this in Week 10 can boost you towards the offseason now? Maybe get his confidence level a little bit higher?
Absolutely. You know, people talk about how last game means going into the next season, but it's about the off season. What's going to motivate you to come to summer workouts when you don't have to? It's things like that. Last games of the season is all about getting ready for the off season and what you're going to do to prepare for next season.
I had to pick 2 Clear Fork players because just so many touchdowns to go around. Trevon, Trammell, and Caden Flynn. You just look at the numbers and they're staggering. A milestone, of course, for Trammell, over 1,000 for the season, almost 200 yards rushing and a receiving touchdown. But then 4 total touchdowns for this kid, Caden Flynn, both of them lights out on the road at Harding.
These are what I call the new era Clear Fork athletes. These guys can move in space, they can catch, they can throw. They have an all-around offensive football game, and these are the new era Clear Fork athletes. And Coach Carroll talked about how they changed their strength and conditioning programs to meet this level of play, and these guys are really showing it. And it's going to be scary to see years to come how these young athletes coming up in the Clear Fork system are going to perform. But this is great to see athletes and athleticism playing such a big part in these Clear Fork wins.
These 2 kids helped them jump out to a big 28-point cushion after just the first quarter alone. Here's a kick return touchdown for Flynn. What a monster night for him. 137 receiving, 3 scores, plus that kick back to the house. And then Trammell, we know what he can do. We've seen this all season long. Showing a burst of speed and then coming across the middle. This is a big hit, but I really like this from the wideout. He hung on to the football. A big gain there. The Colts, back-to-back undefeated seasons. 2 straight MOAC titles. They knock off Harding 48-14 heading into Week 11 with some real confidence. And last but not least, I don't know that anybody's made the list more than this cat right here with Lucas starting to play on Saturdays. Jeb Grover's kind of falling off the list.
Right.
This is now Angelo Grose's segment right here, the super freak. 11 carries, 124, 2 touchdowns, and I mean, the highlights just kind of speak for himself. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, I put him on the level as Cade Stover. You can start to see, even though he's only a junior, which is scary, but you can start to see him playing. His attitude and his approach to the game is on a different level. And early in the season, he was just trying to make plays. Now he wants to score touchdowns, and his attitude is totally switched. And even though the Tigers haven't had the season that they would want, his play has not shown or has not diminished at all. He's played through injuries. He's played multiple positions. He's absolutely do it all. I am tremendously impressed with this young man.
And he never comes off the field. He is their punter. He is their punt returner. He is their kick returner. He is their running back. He is their starting wide receiver. He started the first 5 games at quarterback. There is nothing that number 8 can't do, man. He is just so freaky. He's the type you don't bring home to mama. You know what I'm talking about? He's got that type of talent, and that's why he is a Friday Night Phenom again this week, Week 10, presented by MWD Logistics.